Hello, digital insurance brokers. Hello, digital insurance agents. It's great to have you here in this class. A little bit different today. We have a flip chart, so it's going to be a flip chart class. But this class is going to be simply the best one that you can find on how to run ads on Google. So if you're looking for leads that are in market for insurance products, then this is the place where you're going to have all of your questions solved. You're going to not only learn the basics, how it works, but let me give you a little bit of a spoiler here. At the end of this class, we're going to actually create a campaign for you. We're going to go into my computer. I'm going to open the platform, and then we're going to build a true campaign that you can copy and paste and then create your own. Now, I'm not sure how familiar you are with Google Ads, so I have to start with the basics. So I'm going to go over what is it, how it works, what is the basic principles behind Google Ads. Then there are specific times where you want to use Google Ads in your business. So depending on your strategy, it makes sense to go with Google Ads. Depending on your strategy, may not make sense. So we're going to go over that here. There are a few considerations that you need to make when running Google Ads. So I'm going to point everything that you need to watch out in order to save your marketing budget, run it efficiently. So we're going to go over that here. And then after I'm done here, we're going to jump to my computer. I'm going to share my screen, and then I'm going to give you the basic concepts around Google Ads. And then finally, we're going to get a hands-on on how to create your campaign. And then you're going to be off and going and generating your own leads through Google Ads. So let's get started with exactly what is Google Ads. So in the beginning, when Google decided to monetize their search platform, Google created something called Google AdWords. And AdWords was the name of the platform used to allow advertisers to run marketing campaigns to users that were searching for something that they had. And this recently got a new name, and now it's called Google Ads. So you might hear still people talking about Google AdWords, but in reality, now it's called Google Ads. So Google Ads is essentially divided in three main categories. The first one is paid search. So that allows you to place an ad in Google's main search engine. So when you go to Google and you search for life insurance brokers near me, you might want to place an ad when someone searches for that. So this is the first section here that Google Ads has. Then the second one is YouTube. So YouTube is owned by Google. YouTube is actually the second largest search engine in the world. So YouTube, you can also place ads within YouTube. So they're mainly video ads, and there might be people searching for which one is better, a health plan or life insurance, so or making comparison between insurers. So those search terms are there within YouTube, so you can place video ads inside that video platform. And then the third category is what it is called display network. So you might want to place ads, and those are graphical ads, so they have banners and they have pictures and text in websites that sell a little space, advertising space to Google, and then Google resells it to you. So let's imagine a major newspaper in your area, or a business newsletter, or anywhere where you think that your potential client is reading. You could place your ad, that audience, using Google Display Network. However, in this class, we're going to cover the first category, which is Google paid search. So your ability to place ads in the results page for Google search engine, where people are naturally typing search terms. And the reason why we're focusing on that is because it's huge. Google gets 3.5 billion search terms every month. And of course, they're not only related to insurance products, they're really related to pretty much everything, but it's huge, so it's big opportunity there. And as a matter of fact, 80% of Google's revenue came from Google Ads. So of course, it is a product where they have a big emphasis and intention to make it work for advertisers. Google realizes that revenue will only exist as long as the product is profitable for advertisers, and it is. In 2018, Google was able to do a research that compared the financial results that their advertisers had throughout the year when running Google Ads. So they found out that Google Ads were responsible for $283 billion in revenue for companies that were doing advertising. So what that means is it is fairly simple and not only simple but possible to tie when a revenue was generated based off when an ad was displayed. So you can see that happening for e-commerce websites. You can see that happening even for insurance, because someone is going to see an ad, click on an ad, generate a lead on your website, and then eventually you're going to sell that insurance. So that it is possible to tie all that to a journey and combine that and add the monetary values that this generated, and it's quite a big chunk of that year sales for all companies. So it works. Google Ads definitely works. If it works for those companies, chances are it is going to work for you as well. Now, the reason why it works is because it's probably the only platform in the world that can tie a user intent with an offer. And let me explain that a little bit better. So imagine that there's someone right now looking to buy home insurance, house insurance. And what that person is potentially going to do is go to Google and look for insurance brokers near me, or housing insurance, things of that nature. Now, that search intent is there. That person intends to buy that insurance in the near term. Otherwise, it wouldn't be doing that search. When you make an offer at that exact moment where the person is researching, the likelihood that that user is going to turn into a client is pretty big. Now, this is completely different from other advertising strategies out there. I'm not saying that they don't work. All I'm saying is that all of the other strategies lack the intent. So you could be doing Facebook ads, you could be doing Instagram ads, you could be prospecting on LinkedIn, but all of those strategies, again, I'm not saying you shouldn't be doing, you should, but all of those strategies are not getting the potential client when that intent is. You still have to go through a persuasion technique. You still have to use arguments to bring him to a stage where he wants to become a lead. Whereas with Google, that intent is right there. So it's very logical that you want to be in that moment when someone has that intent. So the way it works is this: you have a user, and the user has the intent to buy something or research about something. And it could be 4K TV, or it could be a new cell phone, so, or it could be life insurance. So that person is going to go to Google and type here in the search bar what he intends to buy. Now, on the other hand, you have an advertiser, and that could be you. That could be a retailer, that could be an insurer, that could be anyone that wants to advertise when a search term that is interested, that makes sense for this person is triggered here. So let's say that this is you, and you want, and you are an insurance broker or an agent, and you have multiple insurance products that you sell. Let's say that you want to place an ad when someone types insurance broker near me or insurance broker in the city where you are. So that's clever. That's a good strategy there. So you basically tell Google that keyword, that search term is of your interest. And here's the ad that you want to be shown. And Google is going to show it here, right below the search bar. So Google wants that to draw attention. That's why it is placed on a very visible location. Now, right below it, you have something that is called Google My Business. So this is similar to Yellow Pages back in the day. And it's very important that you optimize your Google profile so you are here. We do have a class, a separate lesson on how to do that here in this channel. So make sure that you go look at that as well. And then here you have organic results, and you see it's probably below the fold, so you have to scroll to see it. So it's less visible. However, here you are paying for this ad naturally, and here you are not. However, it doesn't mean that it's not costing you anything, because to be here, your website needs to be optimized, you need to have content. So in order to be in the first page with your website listed, it's going to be a fairly complex strategy, doable, but complex, and it takes time. Whereas here, you can literally do an ad campaign in 1 hour, and we're going to do one here today, and potentially start getting leads still today, because your ads are going to be shown, and the search, if the user is searching right now for something, then you're going to be there. Okay, so now, when does it make sense for you to start running your Google campaign? When is it for everyone? Is there a particular type of insurance? So that's what I'm going to cover now. Now, the first thing you need to realize is that at any given moment, there are two types of person in the internet. You have people that are looking for insurance products and people that are not. The thing is, only a small part of the potential market is looking for insurance products. The reason is because it is the type of product that you buy, and you don't go to the market to buy it again very often. You might want to renew once a year, but that's about it. That's the fruit. So, because of that, you will have in the market very few people, and that depends geographically, but you will have only very few people actively looking for insurance. Now, so the estimate is that only 3% of the total market is going to be actively looking for insurance. Now, the best advertising product to place you in front of someone that is actively looking for an insurance product is Google Ads. So if 3% of the market is looking for insurance products, Google Ads is going to place you right in front of them. So what you have to realize is that if you only do this, you're leaving out 97% of the opportunities that you have in your market. In order to play in this field here, You need strategies like social media marketing, you need LinkedIn prospecting, you need display, you need YouTube, you need to be on the awareness consideration. And those are all separate topics that are not related to this this class here. Now, does it make sense to be here? Absolutely, absolutely does make sense. The con of doing Google Ads is that it's like fishing in a fishbowl. So you have not many buyers, not many fishes in a fishbowl, but many advertisers. So competition could be strong, and that only means that either your margins are going to be a little bit smaller, or you need to do well on those things here that I'm going to talk about. Okay, so those are the things. The first one is your landing page. So creating a Google Ads campaign doesn't stop at the Google Ads platform. Once you build your ad campaign, you still have to think that Google is going to drive traffic to your website or a landing page. And that has to be optimized for conversion. The number one mistake that I see insurance brokers and agents doing is doing a Google Ads campaign, sending traffic to a homepage on their site that was not optimized to receive that traffic. And what happens is that the user is going to go there and bounce. And the problem is that you paid for that traffic and you didn't get the lead because of the lack of optimization on your website. So make sure that you have a highly optimized landing page. And I will do a specific YouTube class on this, so you get a good optimization. But the fact that the basic is, if you're doing a campaign for a certain type of insurance product, let's say life insurance, that traffic needs to go to a landing page that talks about life insurance. That's it. If you are doing an ad for travel insurance, you cannot drive that traffic to some place that is talking about all kinds of things. Now, not only that, you need to have conversion points. You need a form. You need quick links to your Messenger, WhatsApp, phone number, so quick ways for clients to contact you and submit a request for a quote. Now, the other thing you need to do is you need to know your cost per lead. What is the maximum amount that you're willing to spend to get a lead? You need to know that, because Google is going to be a money generating machine for you. You put money in, and if you do it right, it's going to spit money out, and it has to be multiples. It doesn't make sense for you to put one in and get one out, regardless of your monetary, where you're from and what's your currency. So you need to put one in and get 1.5 out, 1.2 out, right? So in order to do that, you need to know your cost per lead. Now, there are multiple ways to calculate that. One that is pretty simple and more than enough for you is to start going backwards. So let's say that you write a policy and you get a commission for it. What is that commission? What is the monetary value of that commission? Right, so write that down here. Let's say it's 400 pennies, regardless of where you are, pennies, 400 coins. Now, generally, how many proposals do you present in order to write one policy? And that depends on many things, the quality of the leads, but also depends on how good you were following up and neutralizing objections. So it's very particular from person to person here. No, but let's say it's 3 to 1. And so you need 3 proposals, get one policy signed. And then how many leads do you need to receive in order to present one proposal? let's say it's 2-2-1. You need 2 leads. Always one doesn't even allow you to make a presentation. Then you have your journey. Now, once you have that journey, you know how many leads you need to get one policy signed. One policy equals to that monetary value, and you know your maximum cost per lead. Based on that, you take off the margin that you want to keep for yourself, your operating margin. Then you have the maximum allowed cost per lead. You need to know that before you start your campaign. Then the next one is pixel, and this is where most insurance brokers and agents get a little bit confused. But without it, without a pixel, you're completely disabling Google's intelligence. Now, you have to understand that Google is a technology company with lots, hundreds, thousands of very smart developers. And the more data they have, the more data the algorithms have, better is going to work for you. So the way that Google gets data from your website is through the placement of a pixel. It's a piece of code that you add to your website that allows Google's advertising platforms to see what happens after they send traffic to your website. Does it convert? What types of traffic converts better? So all of that information is passed through that pixel. So make sure that before you start your campaign, you have your pixel installed. Now, don't think that running a Google Ads campaign is going to be set and forget. Don't think that you can just get your campaign out there and you start getting leads and you don't have to worry about that anymore. It's not like that. Today you're going to set up this campaign and it's going to work. It's going to get you leads. However, I want you to go and mark your calendar every week for the next 2 or 3 months. Set aside at least 1 hour to go back to your campaign and optimize it. And you're going to optimize basically 4 things. First one is search terms. There might be search terms that you don't want your ad to show. So you need to monitor those and make it. The next one is bids. You want to bid aggressively so you get your ads shown. However, you want to be conscious of your cost per lead. So there's a balance between the higher you bid, less margin you're going to have. So you need to work on that balance during this optimization. Now, there are 2 things that you can optimize and get the best results. And one is the schedule. You might learn over time that most of your leads convert on certain times of day or days of the week. That might happen. After you get a few weeks in, you might see trends. So you can optimize your campaigns for the schedule. And for devices, you might see that people on cell phones, they convert better than people on desktops. So you might want to adjust your bids based on devices, right? So those are the things to watch out for. Let's go ahead, go to my computer. We're going to cover some basic concepts and also create your campaign. Let's do that now. All right, so we are here. I'm already sharing my screen with you to go over some basic concepts before we do a deep dive inside the Google Ads platform and begin your campaign, getting hands-on with your campaign. So the first thing you need to understand is that inside the ad platform, things are organized in 3 layers. You have a top layer, which is the campaign. You remember when I said that Google Ads allows you to create ads on Google search engine, but also YouTube and also third-party websites with the display campaigns? So this is where you set up each one of these. Now, in your case, you're going to go over and create a search campaign. So that's, you're only going to have one top layer, which is the search campaign. Now, the next one is where most of the intelligence is, and that's how you really organize. And the trick to extracting the most of your campaign is having multiple ad groups. So you're going to have one ad group for the term insurance broker, insurance agents in city or near me. So that's the first ad group is going to have those search terms. The second one is going to have the insurance products you want to focus on. So if you want to focus on life insurance or health plan or travel insurance or housing insurance, you name it. So you're going to have multiple ad groups based on the products you want to sell. Do not group multiple products inside the same ad group. Then the third layer is going to be the ads, and the ad is going to be triggered by the ad group. So you make sure that you write compelling ads, that the ad copy, the ad text refers to the search term that is inside the ad group, okay? Now, you have a local business, right? The likelihood of someone that is across the country or multiple miles away from you to do business with you is lower. Let's say it's lower than someone within a few miles from where you are. So you first want to create and limit your campaign to a location that is close to your city. So either your city or the surrounding cities. The third thing you want to know is bid types. So whenever you run an ad, it's going to go to an auction. There will be other advertising competing for that placement. So you want to do bids, and the way you set your bid is going to influence this. Now, you can set your bid to cost per click or cost per acquisition, which is cost per lead, same thing. Now, in the beginning, Google won't have enough data to allow you to do a cost per acquisition in a fine way. So you want to start with cost per click, right? So that's going to be how you start your campaign. Regarding budget, the thing is, I'm doing this, and this could reach, this class could reach insurance brokers in the US, in Canada, in India, and in the UK, they could in Australia. So there's no way I can give you a budget for that is applicable to everybody. Now, it's going to vary. So I wish I could give you a guideline. I guess you have to start with something that is allows you to be comfortable with. So let's say it's the commission for that you get for 5 policies that you write. But get that number, start with that budget, and then you have a baseline and you work from there. Okay, so that's how you want to deal with your budget. But you need to go into this with a budget in mind for your ad. Now, extensions. Extensions are things that you can add to your ad that are going to enhance it. So it could be a call extension, so your phone number, if you allow customers to go to your location, it could be your address. If you have a website, it could be links to your website. So you can enable those, and the more you have, the better it's going to be. Now, schedule. Here's the thing. I have a friend that tells me that a lead is like bread. It's better when it's warm. So you want to call someone that contacted you and became your lead as fast as possible. Now, that might not be possible on weekends. You might not work on weekends. It might not be possible during the nighttime. So there's a trade-off here. You might want to disable your campaign during the weekends. So the leads you get have a better chance of converting because you call them immediately, or you might want to take a chances, get the leads on the weekend, only call them on Monday and see if they're still warm enough to become clients. You have to test and see which one is better. Now, devices. Again, with time, you might see that client leads that had a cell phone became better leads, or the ones with desktops became better leads. You have to test and adjust. Now, with keywords, that's the important thing. You will have to spend some time thinking what a typical client would do on Google before becoming a lead. What search terms is that person typing? So insurance broker near me could be one. A life insurance broker near me could be one. Life insurance or the name of the insurer that you work for. So those are terms that you might want to list and then group them in the ad groups. And then ads, you don't have to be ultra creative with your ads. There are text ads. Now, you don't want to do basic mistakes as well. So double check your grammar, add a little bit of urgency, like I'll respond to quotes in 2 hours, something like that. So that is going to, oh, and also search for the terms that you want to run ads to and see the ads that show up and try to create ads that are better than the ones that are there. That way you're going to differentiate yourself. And then negative keywords. There might be search terms that you don't want to bid on. For instance, if someone searches for, is it worth to have life insurance? That's probably a search term that you don't want your ad to show to. So you want to add, is it worth or worth to a negative, to an exclusion list. That way you will not show ads to those search terms. The reason is, if that person is asking if it is worth, you still will have to go over a discussion with that person before it is even qualified to become a lead. So you might want to consider those search terms. All right, so now that we have those basic concepts figured out, let's go and see the platform and create your first campaign. All right, so we are here inside the Google Ads platform. In order to get to this place here, you need to go to ads.google.com. So you see that's the URL here, ads.google.com, and set up your Google Ads account. So it's going to ask you for some basic information, billing information. And once you do that, you'll be able to go and follow me here. Now, once you get to this section here, what you want to do is click on campaigns and then create a new campaign. From here, you go new campaign, and then it's going to ask what goal you have. So you want leads. Okay, so you select this one, and then a campaign type. Remember where I said that you have multiple campaigns, you have video, display, search, you want to go with search. And then how can people become a lead in your sales funnel? Well, they can either visit you, and then you can type your website here. Let's see if it's going to allow me to go without one. And then they can do phone call you, and then you add your phone number here. And store visits, you might want to consider that. App downloads, lead form submissions. You can add a lead form in the next step. You can keep it simple, just click on those two. And then here's what I said about adding a pixel. So you do need to set a conversion, a website conversion on your website, so Google understands what happens after it sends a traffic to your website. So make sure that you create a conversion action here. So it's here, so it already created. And then with installation options, you can either email the instructions to install the pixel to the person that manages your website, or install it yourself. Okay, so we got that here, and then let's move on. Okay, so give it a campaign name. Let's call it search, and then the name of your insurance broker ABC. Do something like that. Now, here with networks, you don't want to include Google Search Partners, and you don't want to include Display Network. Okay, just leave both off. Show more settings. Here you can set start and end dates. So you might want your campaign to start on a certain date and end on a certain date. That's up to you. Now, here's where you want to add the location that you're targeting. So this is if you're, let's say you're in Chicago. Okay, so Chicago, Illinois, you want to target that. Just go ahead and do that. And then you can move here with languages. The thing here is those. Do you want your ads to show to people that speak other languages other than English? And that's going to depend on you, right? If you can speak a different language, if a customer calls you, if there are immigrants in your location, because the way Google targets people is through the language that is set on that person's browser. So you might have someone that speaks Spanish, for instance, and the browser is in Spanish, and your ads are not going to be shown to that audience. So you might want to add all the languages that you see available here. Now, with audiences, you don't want to add anything like here, just leave it alone. And then with budget, this is the average you want to spend each day. That's why I said start with a budget, and then you add that here. And then what you want to focus on, conversions, clicks. You go ahead and put clicks. That's why I said that you can either bid on cost per click or cost per acquisition, which would be a conversion. In the beginning, Google will not have enough information in the algorithm to optimize for conversion. Later on, you can switch to the recommended setting, but in the beginning, you will be better with clicks. Okay, so then you want to click on here on select a bid strategy directly, and click on manual CPC. Okay? And then you can help increase conversions with enhanced CPC. Right, so go on with more settings. Ad schedule. Here's where you set when you want your ads to run. So let's say you don't want your ads to run on weekends. So you do Monday through Friday all day long. With ad rotation, don't have to add anything like that. With site link extensions, if you have a website, you want to add site links, you do that here. Call out extensions, you can create call outs which will enhance the quality of your ad. Phone extensions, you can add phone numbers, so you add all that here. Let's save and continue, and then we're going to go to ad groups. Remember that you will need multiple ad groups here. So let's say the ad group 1 is going to be insurance broker. And then your default bid, you can start with any number. This is going to be your maximum bid. And then you lower it. You will not pay that much. It's just going to make you win the bid all the time. So just start with a number that is like 3, 4, 5, whatever number your currency is, and then the keywords that you want to show on. So we're targeting Chicago. Remember that we set that in the campaign settings. So insurance broker in Chicago. Insurance broker near me. Insurance agent in Chicago. Insurance agent near me. So those are all insurance related keywords that are going to be like this. There are modifiers that you can use. If you want to learn more about them, you can. But if you do the way I'm doing here, it's going to be very broad. That way, Google is going to match with the intention. Now, we do want a new ad group, and that is going to be, let's say, life insurance. Let's say you're targeting that. So again, your default bid, and then life insurance quote, life insurance prices. You can even get keywords ideas here. So life insurance, so you can add that here, and Google is going to say life insurance companies. What is so cheap life insurance, protective life insurance policy. Then you have the insurer, life insurance quotes, best life insurance companies. So you have all those search terms here. We can do the same thing here. See if we missed anyone here. Insurance agency, you see people are searching for that. Insurance near me, insurance companies near me. So local insurance broker. You see all those terms here you want to add. Best life insurance companies. Let's say you want to work on health insurance. You would go here, do the same thing, and then health insurance. Then you add here medical insurance, affordable health insurance, private health insurance. You go and you do. So you understand how this works. Then you want to save and continue. Once you get done with your ad groups, and now you're going to create ads for each ad group that you created. So you see here we have the ad group insurance broker, and we're going to create the ad here, and then life insurance ad group, it's going to be here, and then you add the ad here, and then health insurance, you add the ad here. Okay, so what you want is to have your final URL here. This is where you want traffic to be sent to. Headline is going to be this section here. So headline goes here. What I encourage you to do is to always use the keywords that you're bidding on in the headline, at least in the headline, in the description. So you see here we're doing an ad for someone looking for an insurance broker in Chicago. And then a call to action here would be get a quote in less than 2 hours. Or get a quote fast. You do need to see the limit here in characters. Now headline 3, sometimes it gets shown. So over 1,000 clients served. You see you get 3 lines. And then here you have the URL. Your website is going to go here. You can set up, you could get, we'll put here insurance in Chicago. See, it changed here. Just gives a better look to this. And then description is going to be here. Get a quote from the best insurance companies less than dollars. So you add a description, add a second line in the description, and you're done. Click here, and then it's going to create a new ad. So ideally you want to create 2, 3, 4 ads. The more the better, because Google is going to rotate those ads, and the ones that convert better are going to stay in your campaign. Now once you're done doing this, you want to do this for the ad group and also for health insurance. So you do those for all. Save and continue. It's not going to allow me to continue here. Let's see. Yeah, let me delete this one. And yeah, so all right, so we can continue to the campaign, and we're good. So Google is going to it's going to review your ads. I don't have any ads here because I didn't create one, but Google is going to review your ads, and once it is approved, then your ads are going to be shown, and you're off to receiving leads. That's pretty much all that is here. And then, like I said, after you do this, you do need to set some time on your calendar to come here and optimize. Now, it doesn't make sense for us to talk about optimization right now. It's going to be a different different class on this in the future. Now, hope you got an understanding on how Google works, and now you can go and create your campaign, start getting your leads. Don't think that it's going to be perfect the first time. All you need to do is go and do it one time, and from there it's going to be easier and easier. But the important thing is to take that first step, get your campaigns out. You will start getting leads, you will start making sales, and from there you learn more and more and more, and the better you do this, the better your results are going to be. All right, so before we go, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. The reason is you will find content like this, or even better than this, every 2 weeks, twice per week. Every Wednesday and Friday, you will have content for insurance brokers and agents here. So make sure that you subscribe and ring that bell so you get the notifications whenever new content is in. Now, it would be wise for us to connect on Instagram as well. The reason is, on Instagram, we're regularly doing lives with insurance brokers and agents all over the world. So we answer questions, we talk about Google, we talk about different strategies, we do site reviews, we do Instagram profile reviews, all with the goal of improving your online presence and growing your business. So follow us on Instagram. And the third thing is join the Digital Insurance Broker Telegram channel. Telegram is a messenger platform, so it's a communication platform that allows for quick insights to be shared. So what we do is, every time that we have a tip, an advice, something that is worth sharing, then that's the place we go for sharing. So make sure that you are there. If you don't have the app, it's free. Telegram, it's like WhatsApp, only it's better. So make sure that you go there, connect with us, and you will be on top of your lead generation game here for insurance leads. All right, all the best. See you next time.